Welcome to the Circle 240, where the power of sound converges with captivating storytelling. Dive into a realm of immersive audio experiences that unfold narratives, spark conversations, and explore the depths of human stories. Join us as we embark on a journey through thought-provoking discussions, riveting dramas, and insightful interviews. Step into the Circle 240 and let the world of audio podcasts captivate your imagination. In today's gripping episode, we delve into the riveting narrative of Unfaithful Whispers, a love story gone awry. Join us as we continue to explore the intricate lives of Lucas and Emily, unraveling the haunting echoes of trust shattered by unforeseen infidelity. Let's get started. In the bustling city, amidst the symphony of honking horns and hurried footsteps, stood a quaint cafe, its atmosphere cocooned in a warmth that belied the chaos outside. It was here that the paths of Emily and Lucas first intertwined. Emily, with her captivating hazel eyes and an aura of quiet confidence, sat near the window, sipping a steaming latte. Her fingers traced the rim of the cup, lost in the rhythm of her own thoughts. Lucas, adorned with an effortless charm and a disarming smile, entered the cafe, his eyes scanning the room until they settled on her. Their initial encounter was marked by a chance collision of their worlds, a fleeting glance that sparked a conversation. Lucas, intrigued by the book Emily was immersed in, found himself drawn to her world of words and ideas. What began as a casual exchange swiftly evolved into a captivating dialogue, their words weaving a tapestry of shared interests and unspoken connections. As they exchanged stories and shared laughter, the minutes turned to hours. Emily found herself immersed in Lucas's tales of travel and adventure, each anecdote painting a vivid picture of his vibrant spirit. Lucas, in turn, was captivated by Emily's passion for art and her gentle, empathetic nature. Their conversations meandered through diverse topics, effortlessly transitioning from music to literature, from dreams to fears, and from the profound to the mundane. It was as though time had paused, allowing them to delve deeper into each other's worlds without the constraints of the outside universe. The cafe's ambiance shifted around them, bustling patrons and clinking cups fading into the background as they forged a connection, a fragile bridge between their hearts. The air crackled with an unspoken understanding, an inexplicable sense of comfort that enveloped them in a cocoon of possibility. Amidst the exchange of anecdotes and shared smiles, Emily couldn't help but notice the way Lucas's eyes sparkled when he spoke about his childhood adventures, or how his laughter echoed through the cafe, resonating with an uncontainable joy. Lucas, too, found himself entranced by Emily's quiet elegance, her genuine curiosity, and the subtle nuances of her expressions as she shared her artistic endeavors. As the day waned and the sun dipped beyond the horizon, they reluctantly bid each other goodbye, their parting marked by a promise to meet again. Emily watched from the cafe window as Lucas disappeared into the city's bustling streets, carrying with him a piece of her heart that had inexplicably opened up during their encounter. In the solitude of her thoughts, Emily found herself replaying the moments spent with Lucas, the resonance of their connection lingering in her mind. There was a warmth in her chest, a feeling that transcended the boundaries of a chance encounter, unknown to both. The fragile beginnings of their connection laid the foundation for a journey filled with unforeseen twists, testing the very essence of trust, love, and fidelity. Little did they know that this encounter was merely the prologue to a story destined to be woven with unfaithful whispers and a love gone awry. Days turned into weeks, and Emily found herself eagerly anticipating the next encounter with Lucas. Their initial meeting had left an indelible mark, a flickering ember that continued to smolder within her. She frequented the cafe, hoping for a chance to rekindle the connection they had forged amidst conversations and shared laughter. Lucas, too, found himself inexplicably drawn back to the cafe. The memory of Emily lingered in his thoughts, her laughter echoing in his mind like a melodic refrain. He couldn't shake the feeling of familiarity and warmth that had enveloped him during their time together. Their subsequent meetings were marked by a sense of both excitement and hesitation, as if the invisible thread between them was tethered to the uncertainty of what lay ahead. They navigated their burgeoning friendship cautiously, each step accompanied by unspoken questions and lingering glances. Yet amid the budding camaraderie, subtle echoes of doubt began to surface. A faint whisper in the symphony of their interactions. Emily noticed fleeting moments when Lucas seemed distant, his gaze lingering a little too long on his phone screen, or a sudden change in plans that left her with an unspoken unease. Lucas, too, observed Emily's occasional hesitation, a flicker of apprehension that clouded her otherwise radiant smile. His own doubts mirrored hers, a nagging feeling that something was amiss, yet elusive in its form, lingering just beyond the periphery of their connection. Their conversations, once effortless and seamless, now held pauses pregnant with unspoken words. Emily found herself hesitant to delve into deeper topics, while Lucas seemed preoccupied, his mind drifting to places unknown, leaving their dialogues hanging in an unresolved tension. Outside the cafe's confines, their lives continued in parallel, yet seemingly divergent trajectories. Emily immersed herself in her art, seeking solace in the strokes of her brush that painted emotions she couldn't articulate. Lucas, on the other hand, plunged into his work, burying himself in the demands of his career, a refuge that offered a temporary escape from the disquiet brewing within. The whispers of doubt grew louder, manifesting in missed calls and delayed messages. Small, seemingly insignificant details emerged, a name mentioned in passing, a hint of secrecy veiled in casual conversation seeds that sprouted vines of suspicion, entangling the fragile bond they had cultivated. Despite the undercurrent of uncertainty, their meetings retained a semblance of familiarity, a stubborn hope that clung to the vestiges of their initial connection. They attempted to dismiss the burgeoning doubts, seeking solace in the moments that still held a glimmer of the warmth they had once shared. However, in the silent spaces between their words and the unspoken truths, the seeds of doubt continued to grow, casting a shadow over the fragile beginnings of their relationship. Unknown to them, these whispers of uncertainty would soon unravel the fabric of trust, setting the stage for a love story destined to be marred by unfaithful partners and a journey gone awry. The once vibrant hues that painted the canvas of their budding relationship now seemed muted, obscured by the growing shadows of suspicion and uncertainty. Emily and Lucas, once bound by a promising connection, found themselves drifting apart, their encounters marred by an unspoken tension that lingered like an unwelcome guest. Emily couldn't shake the unsettling feeling that something was amiss. Lucas's erratic behavior, the sporadic silences, and the evasiveness in his explanations weighed heavily on her heart. Despite her attempts to dismiss the growing apprehension, a relentless gnawing at the edges of her consciousness persisted. One fateful evening, as they sat in the dimly lit corner of the cafe, a momentary distraction led Emily to glance at Lucas's phone. What she glimpsed sent a jolt of disbelief coursing through her veins, an unfamiliar name accompanied by a string of messages that hinted at intimacy beyond mere friendship. Her breath caught in her throat, her heart pounding as she struggled to comprehend the implications of what she had just seen. The whispers of doubt that had lingered in the periphery of their relationship now coalesced into a deafening roar, drowning out the echoes of their once shared laughter. Lucas, oblivious to Emily's discovery, continued the conversation, unaware of the storm brewing within her. Emily's mind raced, torn between confronting him and pretending ignorance. Her emotions, a tempestuous sea of anger, betrayal, and heartache, threatened to overwhelm her. As they bid farewell that night, Emily's facade of composure faltered. The weight of the newfound knowledge bore down on her, the burden of unspoken truths too heavy to bear. She watched Lucas disappear into the night, his casual farewell laden with a weight she couldn't articulate. In the solitude of her thoughts, Emily grappled with the revelation that had shattered the fragile semblance of trust she had placed in Lucas. Her mind was a whirlwind of conflicting emotions, a maelstrom of hurt, anger, and a profound sense of loss. She questioned the authenticity of their connection, mourning the love that had now been tarnished by deceit. Lucas, on the other hand, remained unaware of the storm he had unleashed within Emily's world. Oblivious to her distress, he navigated his own inner turmoil, caught in the web of his own secrets and guilt. His attempts to compartmentalize his actions only served to deepen the chasm between them. The days that followed were fraught with silent contemplation and unspoken confrontations, their encounters marked by an uncomfortable tension that hung thick in the air. Emily grappled with the decision to confront Lucas, to demand an explanation that would either assuage her fears or confirm her worst suspicions. The echoes of doubt reverberated in every interaction, a constant reminder of the fractures that had ruptured their once promising connection. As the threads of trust unraveled, their love story seemed destined for a tragic path, one plagued by unfaithful whispers and a bond irreversibly fractured by secrets untold. The weight of unspoken truths and fractured trust cast a pall over Emily's days. Each passing moment felt like an eternity, laden with the burden of knowledge she struggled to confront. The echoes of doubt reverberated through her thoughts, a persistent reminder of the looming confrontation with Lucas. Despite the turmoil raging within her, Emily couldn't bring herself to confront him. Fear of the inevitable, the shattering of what remained of their fragile bond, held her back. She oscillated between wanting closure and clinging to the remnants of the love she once believed in. Lucas, too, grappled with the mounting guilt that gnawed at his conscience. The weight of his deceit weighed heavily on him, manifesting in restless nights and a hollow ache in the pit of his stomach. He was haunted by the fear of losing Emily, yet paralyzed by the shame of his own actions. Their encounters became increasingly strained. Conversations strained under the weight of unspoken words and lingering glances that spoke volumes. The once evident chemistry had metamorphosed into an uncomfortable silence, punctuated by the faint echoes of a love now marred by betrayal. One fateful evening, amidst the backdrop of the setting sun casting a golden hue upon the city, fate intervened. A chance encounter unfolded at the cafe, their paths crossing once more. Emily's resolve wavered as she met Lucas's gaze, a tempest of emotions swirling beneath the facade of composure. Unable to contain the turmoil any longer, Emily summoned the courage to confront Lucas. Her voice trembled with a mixture of hurt and anger as she uttered words that had weighed heavily on her heart. The air crackled with tension, thick with the anticipation of a revelation long overdue. Lucas, caught off guard by Emily's directness, faltered in his attempts to offer an explanation. His words stumbled, attempts to justify his actions falling flat in the face of Emily's raw vulnerability. He could see the pain etched in her eyes, a mirror reflecting the wreckage of trust he had left in his wake. As the truth spilled forth, the gravity of his betrayal hung between them like a heavy fog. Emily's heartache was palpable, her tears a testament to the love she had invested, now tarnished by Lucas's unfaithfulness. The silence that followed was suffocating, a void filled with unspoken apologies and irreparable damage. In a moment of clarity tinged with anguish, Emily made a heartbreaking decision. She turned away from Lucas, her heart heavy with sorrow, and walked away, leaving behind the shattered fragments of a love story that had once held so much promise. Lucas stood there, a bystander to the unraveling of his own making. Regret consumed him as he watched Emily fade into the distance, carrying with her the remnants of a connection irreversibly broken by his betrayal. In the aftermath of their confrontation, Emily grappled with the echoes of a love story gone awry. Lucas, burdened by remorse and the repercussions of his actions, found himself adrift in a sea of regret, haunted by the irreversible consequences of his unfaithfulness. As they navigated the aftermath of their shattered love, both Emily and Lucas embarked on separate paths of healing, each carrying the scars of a betrayal that had irrevocably altered the trajectory of their lives. Their story, once woven with promises of love and hope, now stood as a poignant reminder of the devastating effects of unfaithful whispers and the heartache of a love story that had faced a tragic demise. In the wake of the heart-wrenching confrontation, Emily found herself engulfed in a whirlwind of emotions, a tempest of hurt, anger, and a profound sense of loss. Lucas's betrayal had left a void within her, aching and raw, as she grappled with the shattered remnants of their once promising relationship. Days turned into weeks, and the absence of Lucas loomed large in Emily's life. She sought solace in solitude, finding refuge in the sanctuary of her art. The strokes of her brush became a means to express the tumultuous storm raging within a canvas that mirrored the complexity of her emotions. With each brushstroke, she poured her heartache onto the canvas, each hue and stroke an embodiment of the pain and sorrow that consumed her. The vibrant colors she once embraced now seemed dulled by the melancholy that lingered in her soul. Lucas, haunted by the echoes of Emily's tears and the haunting memory of their confrontation, found himself adrift in a sea of regret. His attempts to reach out to Emily were met with a resounding silence, a silence that echoed louder than words could convey. In moments of solitude, he grappled with the weight of his actions, the realization of the irreparable damage he had caused settling heavily upon him. The image of Emily's tear-stained face lingered in his mind, a haunting reminder of the pain he had inflicted. Yet, the chasm between them seemed insurmountable, a void that widened with each passing day. The love that had once bound them now lay shattered, fragmented beyond repair by the betrayals and unfaithful whispers that had tainted their story. Emily, amidst the anguish that enveloped her, reached a poignant realization. The remnants of a love now stained by deceit could no longer be mended. Despite the lingering ache in her heart, she knew that closure lay in severing the ties that bound her to Lucas, a painful yet necessary step towards healing. Summoning the strength within her, Emily penned a letter, an epistle, laden with the emotions she could no longer articulate in person. She poured her heart into every word, expressing her pain, her disappointment, and the inevitable goodbye she had to bid to the love that had faltered. With trembling hands, she sealed the envelope that held the weight of their fractured love story. The letter, a vessel carrying the final remnants of their connection, became a symbol of closure, an act of letting go that held both sorrow and a glimmer of liberation. Lucas received the letter with a heavy heart, each word a searing reminder of the irreversible damage he had wrought. As he read Emily's farewell, tears welled in his eyes, his heart heavy with remorse and an ache for the love he had lost. In the bittersweet embrace of closure, Emily and Lucas parted ways, two souls bound by a love that had been torn asunder by unfaithfulness. The echoes of their painful goodbye lingered in the spaces they once shared, a poignant testament to the tragic demise of a love story gone awry. In the aftermath of their painful separation, Emily and Lucas embarked on separate paths of healing, a journey marked by the scars of betrayal and the arduous process of rebuilding their shattered selves. The pain of their farewell served as a poignant reminder of the devastating consequences of unfaithful whispers, and the heartache that accompanies a love story faced with an irrevocable demise. The aftermath of their painful parting left Emily in a state of emotional disarray. The echoes of her fractured relationship with Lucas reverberated through her days, casting a shadow over her once vibrant spirit. Yet, amidst the turmoil, she embarked on a journey of self-discovery and healing, a pursuit to mend the shattered pieces of her heart. She sought solace in the embrace of her art, a refuge that had always been her sanctuary. The strokes of her brush became a conduit for her emotions, each canvas a cathartic release of the anguish that permeated her soul. In the vibrant hues and intricate lines, she found a means to navigate the labyrinth of her feelings. Her days were filled with solitary walks along the city streets, the rhythmic cadence of her footsteps a companion to her introspection. Amidst the bustling cityscape, she sought moments of tranquility, a respite from the cacophony of emotions that clamored within her. Emily's nights were cloaked in a tapestry of memories, a haunting collage of moments shared with Lucas. Sleep eluded her, the silence of the night punctuated by the reverberations of her fractured love story. Yet, in the solitude of darkness, she found fragments of clarity, a glimmer of resilience amidst the wreckage. Lucas, too, grappled with the aftermath of their painful separation. The weight of regret and the haunting echoes of their parting plagued his thoughts. He immersed himself in his work, seeking refuge in the demands of his career, yet finding no solace in the distractions it offered. In moments of respite, Lucas found himself haunted by the memories of Emily, her laughter, her gentle touch, and the love they had once shared. He grappled with the realization that his actions had irreversibly altered the trajectory of their story, leaving behind a trail of heartache and regret. Despite the chasm that lay between them, a thread of connection lingered, a faint longing for closure, a yearning to make amends. Lucas toyed with the idea of reaching out to Emily, a desire to seek forgiveness and perhaps find a semblance of closure to the love that had been shattered. Emily, immersed in her journey of healing, found moments of fleeting clarity. She grappled with the conflicting emotions that tugged at her heart, the remnants of love intertwined with the wounds of betrayal. The prospect of closure hung tantalizingly within reach, yet the scars of their fractured love story lingered. In a moment of profound introspection, Emily penned a letter, a missive not intended to reopen old wounds, but rather to bid a final farewell. With a trembling hand, she poured her heart into every word, expressing gratitude for the moments they shared, acknowledging the pain, and releasing the ties that bound her to Lucas. As the letter found its way into the hands of a familiar courier, Lucas felt a pang of bitter-sweet anticipation. The contents of the letter held the weight of their shared history, a closure he longed for, yet feared to confront. In a quiet moment of solitude, Lucas read Emily's words, a poignant farewell that resonated with the echoes of their fractured love. Tears welled in his eyes as he absorbed the depth of her emotions, the rawness of her pain evident in every sentence. The letter served as a symbolic release, a final act of closure that allowed both Emily and Lucas to bid adieu to the shattered remnants of their love story. Amidst the ache of their separation, a glimmer of acceptance and the possibility of healing emerged. In the aftermath of their final farewell, Emily and Lucas embarked on separate paths of healing, a journey marked by the scars of a love story that had faced a tragic demise. They carried with them the remnants of a connection that once held promise, now etched with the indelible marks of unfaithful whispers and the heartache of an irreparably fractured bond. In the wake of their heart-wrenching farewell, Emily and Lucas found themselves enveloped in a haunting chorus of regrets and what-ifs. The echoes of their fractured love reverberated through the corridors of their thoughts, each resounding note a painful reminder of the irreversible damage caused by unfaithfulness. Emily, amidst the solitude of her studio, was immersed in the vivid strokes of her artwork, yet her mind wandered into the labyrinth of memories. The colors on her canvas seemed muted, the vibrant hues subdued by the melancholy that lingered in her soul. Her heart ached with the weight of unanswered questions, the echoes of regret haunting her in every stroke of the brush. She pondered the fleeting moments, those stolen glances, the whispered promises, and the dreams they once nurtured together. What if trust hadn't been shattered by deceit? What if their love had weathered the storms of unfaithfulness? These questions echoed relentlessly, tormenting her with possibilities now lost to the tides of time. Lucas, too, grappled with the ghostly whispers of regret. The echoes of their parting conversation reverberated through his mind, each word a poignant reminder of the pain he had inflicted. His days were cloaked in a haze of remorse, haunted by the realization of what could have been had he not succumbed to the lure of betrayal. He revisited the moments etched in his memory, the warmth of Emily's laughter, the tenderness of her touch, and the love they had shared. What if he had been honest, transparent about his struggles? What if he had not succumbed to the temptation that led to the fracture of their bond? The what-ifs weighed heavily on his conscience, a constant reminder of the irreparable damage he had caused. Amidst the tumult of their thoughts, Emily and Lucas found themselves entangled in a dance of regret and longing, a yearning for a past untainted by betrayal. They grappled with the realization that the echoes of unfaithfulness had forever altered the trajectory of their love story, leaving behind shards of a connection once vibrant, now irreversibly fractured. In moments of solitude, Emily would find herself revisiting their shared memories, a bittersweet montage of stolen moments and whispered promises. She would linger on the images of their laughter and the warmth of their embraces, a wistful longing for a love untouched by betrayal. Lucas, too, found solace in the sanctuary of his thoughts, reflecting on the depth of the connection he had carelessly severed. He yearned for the chance to rewrite the chapters tainted by deceit, a futile desire to undo the irreversible consequences of his actions. Their paths, once intertwined, now diverged into separate trajectories, each marked by the haunting echoes of regret. Emily sought solace in her art, channeling the echoes of her heartache onto the canvas, while Lucas grappled with the consequences of his choices, carrying the weight of remorse like an unshakable burden. In moments of reflection, both Emily and Lucas recognized that while regrets lingered as haunting echoes, they were also poignant reminders of lessons learned. They acknowledged the irreversible damage caused by unfaithfulness, accepting that some wounds may never fully heal. As the echoes of regret gradually softened, Emily and Lucas began to embrace the possibility of closure, a tentative step towards healing. They accepted that while the past could not be rewritten, they had the power to shape their future, learning from the painful echoes of regret and striving for a semblance of peace amidst the tumultuous aftermath of a fractured love. In the wake of their shared echoes of regret, Emily and Lucas embarked on individual journeys towards closure, navigating the labyrinth of their emotions with tentative steps. The scars of their fractured love story still lingered, but amidst the remnants of heartache, they began to glimpse the faint glimmer of new beginnings. Emily sought solace in the embrace of her passion. Her art became a vessel for her healing. With every stroke of the brush, she channeled her emotions onto the canvas, creating a narrative that reflected the tumultuous journey of her heart. The vibrant hues and intricate lines spoke volumes, a testament to the resilience born from pain. In the solitude of her studio, amidst the fragrant aroma of paint, Emily found a semblance of peace. She embraced the healing process, recognizing that closure lay not in forgetting, but in acknowledging the past and forging ahead. Through her art, she discovered a newfound strength, a testament to her ability to transform the echoes of heartache into a beacon of hope. Lucas, too, navigated his path towards closure. He delved into introspection, acknowledging the mistakes of his past while striving to grow from them. His days were tinged with a newfound sense of introspection, a journey towards self-forgiveness and acceptance. In moments of reflection, Lucas found solace in the simple pleasures, a sunrise painting the sky in hues of gold, the tranquility of nature, and the beauty in fleeting moments. He began to perceive life through a different lens, recognizing the value in embracing change and letting go of what couldn't be salvaged. As the days turned into weeks, Emily and Lucas found themselves at a crossroads, a precipice between the past and the possibility of new horizons. They encountered fleeting glimpses of one another in passing a nod, a silent acknowledgement of the shared history that bound them, and a subtle recognition of the healing that had begun. Their encounters, though brief, carried with them a bittersweet sense of closure, a silent understanding that while their paths had diverged, the shared echoes of their love story would forever resonate in the recesses of their hearts. And so, with a tinge of sadness, but also a glimmer of hope, Emily and Lucas embraced the prospect of new beginnings. They carried the scars of their fractured love as reminders of lessons learned, yet they ventured forth, acknowledging that while their love story had faced a tragic demise, it had also paved the way for newfound strength and resilience. As the curtain falls on their tumultuous journey, Emily and Lucas stand at the threshold of new chapters, acknowledging that scars may remain, but they no longer define their future. With hesitant but determined steps, they bid farewell to the echoes of their fractured love, embracing the possibility of new beginnings on the horizon. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey through love's trials and tribulations. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay tuned for more poignant tales of the heart. Until we meet again, may your stories be filled with resilience and the promise of new beginnings. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Bye-bye.